We were talking yesterday about Apple's foldable future and how things might be delayed and how they might not be completely sold on the idea of a foldable smartphone. And their opinions are all over the place on this one. You got people like myself with a foldable in the pocket that are just having a hard time putting it down because they're just these moments when you open the whole thing and all of a sudden you're getting work done and you feel spacious and your thumbs have a place to go. Mm-hmm. You know? There's people like that exist.
Yeah.
It's not many because it's not like I'm out in the world and all of a sudden there's Z folds everywhere. Just
do you think that's just because
like dropping from the sky? I've never even seen another person with one.
They're expensive though. Do you think that's just it? People don't want to be early adopters.
Well, that's a part of it, but like how many people you see with an iPhone 13 Pro Max? That thing's expensive.
Yeah, you're right.
And they're like, hello, here's my 13. Of course I have a 13 Pro Max.
Why are they British?
They're not. Why are you saying that?
You do the accent and put him on the spot. I love it.
Yeah.
It's all about speed. I mean, it makes no sense what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just with the right amount of speed. So most people are just not fully sold on this thing and they don't want to take a risk. And that's where your cost component probably comes in, Mose. It's like, it's one thing to spend $1,500, $1,800 on a phone. You know what you're getting. You're like, okay, it's a premium smartphone. It holds its value. It's got a logo on it. It's a slab. It feels solid. But then you take the same money and you're like, this sort of more fringe technology, and it's soft on the inside and things are folding. And you're like, I don't know if this is a good deal. I don't know how long it's going to last. And I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it enough to justify that extra little bit of cost. So the rumor on the last episode was that if Apple's going to do it, the folding phone that is, it might be way later, like 2025. That was the rumor, Mo.
That's a while.
2025.
Apple's always slow.
What are you doing in 2025?
I don't know.
What does the world look like in 2025?
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
What does Ukraine look like in 2025?
Oh God.
Well,
are we going to learn about that today?
We're going to talk a little bit about it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't like it. I'll tell you that. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't think...
You know, this stuff, it's massive implications, Mo.
Mm-hmm.
People got to sort it out. We got to be post-war when it comes to that. When it comes to actual occupation, when it comes to on-the-ground type situations.
Yeah.
Just doing a metaverse, like Will says.
Is that what you say, Will?
I don't know. But definitely out of us three, he's Mr. Metaverse.
Yes,
admit that.
That's true.
At least admit that. This guy goes home, puts the straps of goggles on.
yeah. I was like, how's it going, Mark?
This guy talks to Mark every night. And Mark's like, Will, you got to get me to positive coverage on the Later show. And Will's like, I'm surprised you care. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, that show. And he's like, no. He's like, listen, it all starts right there.
Yeah.
The sentiment towards Meta and so forth.
I actually have a meta story here.
Of course you got a meta story, Mr. Metaverse. Of course. How could we be denied of such things? Anyway, listen. The folding phone could be delayed to 2025. Mo doesn't know what his life looks like in 2025. Maybe there's going to be something sooner that he can interact with that folds and has an Apple logo on it. And maybe that thing is this thing right here being detailed on Digital Trends. Maybe it's a 20-inch foldable notebook instead. This have been, things been reported here as well. And we've had companies actually execute products similar to this, including Lenovo. They had the folding thing. This claim comes from a fairly reputable digital supply chain consultants analyst, Ross Young. And he's been correct in the past about future Apple products a number of times. If accurate, Apple could be looking to introduce a new product category of foldable laptops into its lineup. This could mean as well, finally, some kind of convergence of the mobile OS for Apple and the desktop OS.
Mac OS, yeah.
Because that's been kind of a strange crossover.
Right.
Like, I've seen you.
Okay.
Let's
do this.
I've watched you use every Apple device that comes through here.
Yeah.
From the phone to the laptop.
To the iPad.
And you're one of the only guys that grabs iPads and does anything with them. I know because I took one from you the other day and I just see all your notes and things and I'm like, wow, this guy actually, I would never assume because iPads around here, none of them are ever charged.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever using them.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous supply of iPads. And
Yeah.
people still reach for those things. Look at him. He's on the little
Well,
MacBook
these
over
are
there.
nice, but
People still
iPads have their place.
reach for those. And so if Apple can create this perfect hybrid of the best of both of those things, and they can have it fold in a seamless way, like is this little render seems to be showcasing lunadisplay.com. And maybe, is it possible? Can you have the best of both? Only in the metaverse, right?
I can see it work on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
but as a laptop, I don't know. Yeah, I think the typing, they need to work on the haptic feedback, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You're not one of these...
Unless typing is not even existent
Well, no.
in 2025.
What if it's like some sort of an accessory that slaps onto the thing?
That could work.
I
But
don't
then
know.
it's,
I don't know.
it's
I
an
don't know.
accessory.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at the Microsoft types and the notebook types,
Yeah.
they've been doing the 3-in-1, 12-in-1 for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
They go, oh, it's a tablet, it's a laptop, it's whatever you want it to be.
Right.
Here's a little case that flips and flaps. Here, you can eat your breakfast cereal in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
You can put it on the tray table. You can do a tent mode. You know how many modes I heard about over the years?
A few modes.
I've been doing this.
Yeah.
I've been doing this. They tell me about the modes.
Well,
Apple's got no modes. That laptop you have is one mode,
it's one mode.
and it protects the iPad sales, right?
Yeah.
It lets you have both. You go, on the couch, it's a little uncomfortable. It's not really adaptable. It's not really a transformer. But in Apple's defense, it keeps things fluid. It keeps you away from some of the wonkiness. Early days, Will knows this, Microsoft was goofing with separate interfaces depending on which mode you were in.
Right.
Will knows this. Go ahead, Will.
What are we talking about?
It would like readjust, right?
Go
Talking
ahead.
about the Neo?
Go ahead, Mo.
Mo?
Yeah, it's me now.
Well, you decided to
I know.
take it on.
Yeah. Well, no, that's
No, there was different UIs, Will. Different UIs when you would go in tablet mode on Windows. You don't remember this Metro UI?
Metro
Yeah.
UI. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You're frantic
meant
today.
for phones
You're frantic
to
today. Where are you?
tablets
Where are
and
you
desktop.
today? Will, where are you today?
I'm here.
Are you
What are you
here
talking about?
today? Are you here
Yeah.
today? You got a lot going on today because when you sent me the message in the morning and you were like, this is happening at this time, this is happening at that time, I knew it was a different Will.
Can't
he was
blame a guy
strict.
for a schedule.
I just knew it was a different Will today that we were running into. And I feel like the audience deserves to know because if as we continue through this show, they start to wonder, wow, what's going on with Will? I feel like they deserve to know.
Okay, then. Moving on.
now you guys
No,
know.
no.
Not moving. Okay.
Nee. The product, according to Young, could have a dual use as a notebook with a full-size on-screen keyboard when folded and a monitor when unfolded and used with an external keyboard. There you go, Will. In addition to the 20-inch display size, imagine folding 20 inches is enormous compared to what
Yeah.
the laptop makers have done. Apple is said to be considering screen resolutions of at least 4K with higher options likely, Retina stuff. Like fold one of those 6K, 8K. What are you doing?
Something crazy.
You might be. They could charge $1 billion for that. Apple wouldn't be the first large foldable tablet of its kind. Asus is set to launch the first 17-inch foldable Windows tablet later this year called ZenBook 17 Fold. We'll probably get that on the channel, right?
Yeah.
Samsung, the current leader in mobile gadgets with foldable screens, also previewed the Galaxy Flex Note at CES earlier this year. I mean, it will be a segment. It will happen. It doesn't need Apple to do it for it to happen. It's just for a lot of users, they want to wait for Apple to do it because they're inside of the ecosystem. They're inside. They're deep.
We're in the blue bubble.
They're deep inside the bubble. And
Look at
they
this
wanna stay
chunky
there.
boy.
Well,
Oh.
hey, man. Sensitive feelings. You're shaming.
It's cool tech, but
You're shaming. Samsung's Flex Note. Oh, you switched over to Flex. Well, there it is. I mean, that's
Well,
exactly. Well, that's actually that's nice. That looks thin. It's a beautiful OLED. I don't know. Is the person actually using those on-screen controls on the picture on the right?
I guess they have no choice. That's the thing.
Well, you would have an external controller. You're gonna need you're gonna use some peripherals for this.
Yes.
Like you would just have
You have to carry.
Yeah, you would just have a keyboard or whatever it is. That's fine.
Oh, there's a video?
This was at CES. This was a real product they showed up. Now, Apple buys displays from Samsung.
Yeah.
They could be looking at this. Apple's over there, goofing around at CES,
Whoa, that's thin.
walking the floor. Like that's not.
That's better. Yeah.
Oh, see, it even meets Will's strict criteria for thinness.
Yes, that's better. They got a classic "That's better" from Will.
Yeah, they got a that's better from Will. He's ready to buy, and you slap an Apple logo on it. He's buying 12.
Yeah.
He's gonna buy a bushel. You know what a bushel is, Mo?
No, I actually don't.
Well, it's a lot. I'll tell you that. Will, you know what a bushel is?
20.
I don't know. I feel like it's a container.
It feels like a bag to me.
No, I feel like it's a container.
A bushel?
I feel like a bushel might be a container.
Maybe.
Here, did you hear the way he exhaled when he did it?
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
I gotta search bushel.
good lord. Oh, you got you got the German. You got the spelling.
How do you spell it?
You got some wild spelling going on there. You decided on the German spelling.
Do you know how to spell it?
There's definitely no
There's
C.
no.
There's no C involved. You're going to need probably another. There you go. A measure of capacity equal to 64 U.S. pints, 35.2 liters used for dry goods.
You're right. It's the container type.
Well, it's not necessarily a container. It's just that you would have a container that size because it's a unit of measurement used for dry goods. But like it would have started out. See the pictures in the images in the top right? It started out as something like that. And
So that's a bushel.
You would go get a bushel of apples or
Right.
Apple's the foldable.
This was my joke that went over everybody's head because you didn't know what a bushel was.
Yeah.
I say he's gonna buy if you put an Apple logo on it, he'll buy a bushel.
So I'll have a bushel of
because
laptops
apples are
in a
typically
bushel.
in the
Yeah,
guys. I mean, if we didn't bring up the picture, it would have only been people in the chat that got it. Will just would have moved on to his the rest of his appointments.
Yeah, can we?
All right, yeah. So if Apple does the foldable, then it could be something like this first. I don't know how you guys feel about that. To me, it's been hit and miss on the larger foldables compared to the one in the pocket.
Yeah.
For me, so far to this point, they could do it different.